My parents, by the time I was 3, basically, they were horrified by me because I was completely gay.
But
And
didn't
I was
you were saying the
a
other day,
total
like,
little raving queen.
like one of them put you in the crazy house, and then the other one would come spring you.
Well, yeah, because
Or
my
one of
father
you
was
would-
not evil. My mother was kind of evil. She was disingenuous to the point where, and she drank.
But then
so
other
she had
times
no
you were saying she would
sensibility at all.
call up and tell people, "How dare you talk to my son?"
Well,
so it seemed like they traded off, sort of.
They
almost.
were weird. They were conflicted. They were very conflicted. How are you, my darling? Oh, it's good to see you. Mwah. I can't believe it. Mwah.
Never works. That's it. Never works.
Oh, for $4,500 a month, this is what they get: a broken door and crack horse.
I was going to say the credit cards making it.
I threw them all out. I said, "Get out, bitches." You haven't been here in so long.
I have not.
God, are you allergic?
Where's
Are you all right?
I'm fine so far.
I know, so much is going. I'm actually getting an apartment back after 10 years of getting rid of stuff.
It's lower than my head.
I know, can you believe
That's
that?
how I can tell I can see the top.
I know, it's not the Collier Brothers anymore. I like primitive art. Basically everything in here is some kind of primitive art. It's not...
Do you, when you're getting rid of stuff, do you decide... I mean, are there things that you just love that you just don't want to
Well, certain things I won't get rid of. Also, the main thing with eBay, there's certain things you can't get rid of on eBay because you're not going to get the money for it. You know, it's like I'm not desperate, and I'm not going to put something
Is it sad?
on eBay
I
for
mean, to get rid
$100
of-
that I would get $5,000 for otherwise, you know.
Is it sad to let go of stuff? I
No,
mean,
I'm relieved. Are you kidding? Because I had so much stuff. But that's what I did. Okay, when I stopped drinking, I began to collect. Because, Andy got me to stop drinking by taking that ugly picture of me and putting it in a book. And I was like, oh my God. And I said, Andy, what am I going to do now? If I'm not going to drink, what am I going to do? And he says, come to the flea market with me. So I go to the flea market with Andy Warhol. And I discovered the Barbie dealer there who...
This was pre-Barbie addiction.
Yeah, well, this was...
Well, you'd been repressing all
Exactly,
these
exactly. And it wasn't just Barbie. Actually, I
Sublimated
never really
Barbie
liked
addiction.
Barbie, I have to tell you, and I still don't. But it was that whole ilk of fashion dolls that I loved. Our apartment was actually in the New York Times once as the best bedroom in, like, the world. The story was, like, about 5 people. All of them were dead. It was Chanel. It was Coco Chanel. It was me. It was like one of their advertisers, who I forget, some woman who owned a store on Madison Avenue. And then some other dead people as the best bedrooms in the world. And I mean,
you apparently have the best.
It was incredible.
Among the best dead people's
and
bedrooms.
my picture was full page color, the main picture for the story. All the other pictures were in black and white.
Such a great bedroom.
I have no idea. I mean, it was
Just because
it
you were
looked
in
pretty
it.
much like it is now. You know, it was like I have
It was
no
best
idea.
as in.
Ever. Just ever, the best bedroom ever. Now, mind you, these are the people who covered up the Holocaust, so it's not like they have any credibility, but I was thrilled. In the meantime, okay, I showed this to my grandmother, right? I showed this to my grandmother, and she goes, why the hell would anybody take a picture of you? This is what I always got from my family. I left my Kindle on the beach because all the frogmen were coming, all the Navy SEALs were coming because they were having maneuvers.
Okay.
And so they were coming up the beach, and I was like, oh my God, I better get in the condo before I'm killed, you know. I don't know what we would do. My parents always put me in danger. But anyway, my mother was there too, though, in the car. My father was working. So I left the Ken car, like it was like this. It wasn't this one, though. It was that, and I left Ken in the car, not realizing that the tide would come up.
Okay.
So then I looked out, and the tide had come and taken the car and the doll
no.
away. I was so upset. And I was very intimidated by the Navy SEALs and stuff, you know.
They should have gone in after it.
They did.
They didn't.
And they found my Ken and the car. They were ruined, but they found them. And they loved me. They were so sweet. They were so nice to me. And I was like, gee, my parents think everyone hates me, but people are being nice to me. You know, but my parents always had to, like, I should hide. Because I was basically totally gay from the time I was born. And I had no shame about it. I have low self-esteem because of the way I was raised, but I have no self-loathing whatsoever. I don't know how that happened. I did not get the gene for self-loathing. And my parents were horrified by that because they felt I reflected them. And my mother, I think, was a very repressed lesbian. And so it horrified her. She had a child, basically, she bred to show that she was straight. And then, of course, I came out and blew that whole concept. She always told me that I was like a nightmare to be born, and that because I refused to come out. I changed my mind, and I didn't come out for 3 weeks after I was due for 3
What?
weeks. You know?
Oh.
I mean, she
wasn't in labor for 3 weeks.
no, past the due point.
Because then no wonder she would be annoyed.
And then it took a long time for me to. I didn't want. They had to pull me out with tongs. I did not want to come out. I changed my mind
I
sensibly.
think they tongued me too. That's what they used to do.
It makes your ears funny.
I have little
You do
bumps
have
in
little
my
bumps.
ears.
Yeah, that's it. That's from the tongs. And then also you have the mouth. You have the mouth like me. Jane Fonda has the same mouth. Forceps mouth.
Yeah,
It's called. Yeah, but it's good. It gives you dimples. It's great. This is the picture that made me stop drinking. I mean, I knew I had to stop drinking. I didn't even enjoy drinking. I was just like sort of, what do you call it? Programmed to drink by my parents because they were alcoholics. So Andy did this book, and he put this picture of me at the opening of the Palladium, where of course I was drunk, and there's a picture of Madonna on one side of the page and me on the other. And Madonna is not a pretty girl. And I'm sorry, but she's a beast. She looks gorgeous in the picture, and I look like Sally Jesse Raphael. And I was like, that's it, I'm never drinking again.